Hi everybody, good evening. We're back on our daily class studying the Hagada, the book of Passover, getting ready for Lela Seder, the night of Passover next Wednesday night. I would like to dedicate this class to the merit of all those who are infected by the coronavirus. Today we were notified that my daughter was also is also carrying the coronavirus. Thank God she's feeling okay. But we all have to be at the house, isolated on a lockdown, to be in the house for a period of 2 weeks, which is, we'll get to the holiday under this quarantine, just to make sure that everybody is okay. We're all feeling great. Everybody's healthy. We just have to watch it that nobody gets sick. So this class is dedicated also to the well-being of my daughter. Today we're gonna focus on an aspect. Let me just shut off the phone, put it on a flight mode. All right. Today we're gonna cover the topic of the four sons. It starts like this in the Hagada. It says, and I'm translating: "Blessed be God for giving Torah to the people of Israel, for His people, the Israelites, and He's blessed for it." And the Torah had spoken by four or about four sons. One is wise, the other one is wicked, one is naive, and the other one cannot even ask a question, or what they want to say is totally indifferent. Well, what does that mean? Well, this paragraph relates to four verses showing up in the Torah. When Moses tells the people of Israel that at a certain point in time, their children are going to ask them questions about the rituals, and they will have to attend to those questions and provide them with the right answer. Those four verses are not the same exact verses. They're different. Since they're different, what the rabbis who put together the Haggadah want to tell us that they're asked by different people. So this section of the Haggadah talks about the different people. And it's not necessarily, our children. What if one doesn't have any children? It is about the people, at our holiday table. Could be our children, and could be just, people in the community. It's about the people of Israel in general. And this paragraph starts with God giving the Torah to the people of Israel, and it does mention those four sons. And I started, saying what the Haggadah tells about them, but they all have the merit to belong to the Torah. The Torah is not like the domain of the people in the yeshiva only. It's not only the domain. It's not the domain of religious people. It's not the domain of learned people. It's the domain, everybody's domain. Torah belongs to everybody. Everybody belongs to the Torah. And it was important to the sages who put together the Haggadah to point it out and show us the Torah was meant for everybody. And we'll go over this section of the Haggadah, and then we'll explain. I'm not gonna read the Hebrew, I'm gonna translate as I go along. So please, it's not a professional translation, but I'm doing a good job, translating it. The wise, what does he say? What are the testimonials and the laws and the commandments that our God had commanded you? What he wants to say, when he sees his father doing all those rituals, all those things, getting ready for the holiday, he says, I want to know, what are the details that you were commanded by our God? You were there, I was not there, I'm just a child, but he's our God. So you will answer him with the laws of the Passover, that you don't eat after the offering. They used to bring an offering at the temple. You don't eat anything after you eat the meat of the offering. So the taste of the offering of the meat remains in your mouth. Why do they talk about this? Just eating the offering, because eating the last piece of the offering and not eating anything afterwards was the last thing they did when they sacrificed the Passover offering. It was like by the end of the night. So they tell him, when you have a son that wants to know all the details and all the laws, tell him the whole 9 yards, everything, from the beginning all the way to the end. Then the wicked, what does he say? How does he approach his father when he sees all those rituals, all those preparations? What is this work for you? For you, but not for him. And since he had taken himself out of the crowd, and he denies the essence of Passover, that God had saved the Jewish people, so you will answer him properly and make his teeth dull. This is why, because of our loyalty, this is why God had done this for me when I left Egypt. For me, but not for him, because if he were there, he wouldn't have been saved from Egypt. He wouldn't have been redeemed. We started describing how the Torah sees the different sons, or the different people, and the Torah calls them, one is wise, the other one is wicked, the third is naive, and the fourth is, they tell him, the one who cannot even ask question, I would say, is totally indifferent. But in any way, what's the idea behind those 4 children, or 4 sons, or 4 people? Well, as we read it, it seems as if one is like, they're like, as if they represent different ends of the spectrum. Okay? So one is wise, the other one is wicked. But if one is wise, you call him wise or smart. Why call the other one wicked? Call him like stupid. Right? Or, I don't know, unlearned person. And if you call this person wicked, why don't you call the first one righteous? So, may as well be that they're not like different ends of the spectrum in that sense, even though they represent very extreme approaches. That if we understand all those approaches, 4 approaches, we understand that everything falls within those definitions. And in order to, so we have to explore who they are in order to understand that. So, the thing is that if, as I translated, the text, none of the paragraphs discusses the person based on his achievements. It's not like they say the wise one who's learned, who had explored the holiday, knows all the detail. Well, it doesn't say that. It says that the wise one, when he sees, obviously it doesn't say when he sees, but he says, what are the laws? Meaning he saw something and he's asking, what are the details? What are you guys doing? So it's not based on what he had done already. It's based on his current approach. And same with the wicked, same with the naive and the indifferent. Well, it's not about what they have achieved in life so far. So when we say that he's wise, it's not because he's well learned. Maybe he's a young kid that never learned a page. That could be. So the Torah tells us about them. The Torah points out to us who those people are, not based on what they achieved, but based on their approach to life, on their approach to the tradition, on their approach to what they see, their approach to their parents. And this is how it goes. The one who's called the wise, see his approach. He's saying, what are the laws and the details and the commandments and all the testimonials, everything that our God had commanded you? He said, I know nothing. I'm a child. But I see that you're doing lots of stuff. You're cleaning up the house. You're removing the chametz. You're bringing matzah. You're buying like this. You're koshering the kitchen. You're doing the dishes. You're doing lots of stuff. Tell me the details. I want to know what's going on. He's being called wise because he wants to get involved. He wants to be part of it. He wants to be actively involved in everything that goes on around him. That's why they call him wise. A smart person is a person who's aware of the surrounding, and he's becoming part of what goes on around him, and he gets involved. He wants to expend his knowledge. He wants to be part of the community. That's why they call him wise. The wicked could be the nicest kid, could be the nicest person in the world. But he's called wicked because of a major flaw that he has. He is the number one in demotivating people. See his approach. He says, what is this chore that you guys are doing? What is this work? He calls it work. He calls it chores. He doesn't call it like something of rituals, of tradition. And he's not saying anything like even for us. I'm not part of it. It's you. You guys are doing it. I'm not doing it. Again, he could be a great kid. He could be the nicest person. But everything that he sees, that he doesn't want to work hard, so he immediately pushes it away from him. Oh, what is it? Why are you doing this? Come on, give me a break. And then we have so-called the naive. Naive is I wouldn't say naive, it's not the right translation. But he is the one. You know what? Maybe he's the one, the indifferent one. He's the one that sees things and, okay, what is it? Oh, fine. That's it. He doesn't care about the details. He doesn't care about getting involved, and he doesn't want to demotivate anybody. He wants to be left alone. He wants to be left alone. So he shows some interest, and then that's okay. And then we have the fourth one, the one that cannot ask a question. That I said in the beginning, like indifferent. I won't say indifferent in this guy. This guy is totally disconnected. This guy is totally disconnected. This guy is saying, he's not even asking. He's not part of anything. You have to approach him. You have to intrigue him. You have to just make him be part of the thing. And what's beautiful that the Torah tells us, that Torah was given to all four of them. All four people. All four types of people are part of the Jewish people. And each and every one of them requires a different approach in order to make the Torah accessible to him. In order to make Torah relevant to him. In order to make the tradition, the holiday, the rituals relevant to him. It would have been the easiest thing in the world if all our children were the same. I raised one kid, and I cut and paste and raised the other one and the other one. The easiest job. And the sages of the Mishnah, those who composed the Hagada, want to tell us this is not, real life. In real life, they're different. And you have to work hard, and you have to understand each child's personality. And you have to make it accessible to him based on his personality. And if you have like guests coming to your holiday table, or if you have community members, or whatever it is, whenever you deal with people, there's always like four types of people. And they are all around our holiday table. I'll give you an example. Something that we all know. Let's say we have, family gathering at the house. We throw on like a dinner party. And we invite the entire family. I don't know, for some people, entire families like 3 people. For some families, it's 50 people. In my house, it's like 50 people. Actually, it's just what my wife said. With my side, it's like 90 maybe. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's say we throw a party at the house. We throw a dinner. And there is one child that gets up in the morning and he sees like his parents all rushed up and shopping, and they says, "Mom, what's going on?" I say, the whole family's coming. Come on, let me help you. Do you need my help, like in the kitchen? Maybe set up the table, maybe do this, maybe I'll help you. What do you want to do? Oh, you want to create a theme for this evening? Okay, what kind of theme do you want? Let me be part of it. And there is one child, he could be the greatest kid. I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be a bad kid. Here they call him the wicked. But why the wicked? Because he demotivates people. He could be the one that coming down the stairs at, after he got up, like almost midday. And he says, "What's going on? What are you guys doing?" She said, "No, we're having the whole family for the..." Are you crazy? It's the middle of the week. You have a very, very busy day tomorrow ahead of you. Why did you have to invite everybody? And it's not even a holiday. Why bother? And he starts giving you all the reasons in the world why we shouldn't do that. That's why they call him the wicked. Because he not only doesn't he see himself as a part of it, but he also feels like this is stupidity. Why do that? And he makes everybody feel that way. He demotivates people. He's the one that deprives people from acquiring knowledge and wisdom and getting connected to the tradition and getting involved and making things happen. He could use 2 words, just one sentence. And that's it. And then we have the fourth that just says, what is it? He's the indifferent one. He would come down the stairs, he would see us, getting ready for that family event. He knows there is a lot to do, but he feels like that, if he shows some interest, it would be enough. Oh, what is it? Oh, we're throwing a family party, we're doing the dinner. Okay, bye, I'm going with my friends. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be bothered. He's not gonna explore the thing. He's not gonna go into details. Oh, I did show some interest. I asked you what you were doing. That's what he would say. And then we have the fourth one that doesn't even ask the question. Comes down the stairs. The whole house is upside down, and he's like with his iPod and going through the stairs with his headset and going through the door and about to go out. And you have to pull him back and say, listen, we're having a family dinner. You should be part of it. You should help us prepare the thing. I'm sure that those of us who have children could associate we want to just explain. All four of us are in our house, are around our table, are in our community. And it is our job to make the Torah part of their life, make the tradition part of their life, make the holiday, make the rituals, make the knowledge, everything. We have the responsibility, those who know already, the older people, to approach in each and every person based on his or her character and make it all accessible to them. So how do we do that? And this is quite profound. The only way for us to achieve that, the only way for us to be able to approach each and every person and get through to him and touch his heart and get him involved, even though he is of a totally different character, is by finding that character within us before I start, educating other people, before I start thinking how I'm gonna approach other people. I have to find that unique character in me and then think about it, how I'm gonna approach myself. And then I can start approaching other people. In all four sons that are mentioned here, all four people that are mentioned here are within each and every one of us. When we come to the holiday, we want to, this year it's going to be, very small, but normally we have lots of people around the table. We want to think that around our table, everybody is all nice and beautiful and good. And those who are like bad and stupid and uninvolved, well, probably the neighbors or somebody like on the other side of town. Well, it doesn't work that way. Not only do we have all four types around our table, we have all four types in us. Each and every person has all four types of personalities within him. In some ways, under certain circumstances, we are the wise. There are certain fields of interest or knowledge where we want to get involved. We want to know the details. We want to be part of it. Let's say, I don't know, maybe, let's say, helping the needy. So if we feel this is something that touches a heart, and we hear about it, that somebody's doing something in the community, oh, we'll be the first ones to call them and say, please let me get involved. What do you need me to do? You want to volunteer? You want to donate some money? Whatever it is, I'll be part of it. I want to be part of it. And when it comes to certain, other aspects, we're going to be like the wicked. We're going to kind of demotivate everybody. When it's something that we don't feel connected to, we don't think it's important. I'm trying to think about an example, but if we take the same example, this guy's wicked could be like a good-hearted person, but he's gonna say, listen, you want to collect the leftovers of the weekend and deliver it to needy families. It would give you like a very good reason why it's not going to work. You guys said, listen, these are like leftovers. Nobody's going to eat that. You know what? He may even give you a better excuse, a better reason. It's kind of humiliating, you're giving people the leftovers. They see it's leftovers. You're trying to tell them, listen, but they're hungry, they need food. It's leftovers, disrespectful. How could you do that to them? Because he doesn't feel them. He could be donating millions of dollars, for whatever cause it is. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but he had that thing, and each and every one of us has it. When it comes to a certain field of interest, a certain activity that we don't see ourselves associated with it, we're gonna start saying, this is not, why bother, why do this, blah blah blah. And so, as same thing with the naive when it comes to things that we're not interested in. Oh, okay, you're watching, like my children, there is the Eurovision, and they like watching those music contests, whatever, and I tell them, and I walk into the house, oh, you're watching this, boom, and I go to my home office because I'm not interested. I don't want to be part of it. I don't think it's worth anything. I don't think it's worth investing my time in it. So I don't want to be involved. They tell me, my daughter tells me, Daddy, but we're watching it the whole family together. How about you join us and we watch it together, blah blah blah. And I say, I'm not interested. Just like this, the naive guy says, what are you doing? Oh, okay, fine. And then there is the one who's totally disconnected. Totally not within the picture. He doesn't even ask a question. And we have that within us. Certain things, we rather not get involved. We're not going to ask questions. We're not going to provide answers. We're not going to volunteer. We're not going to take the call. We're just going to stay away. So all four people described in the Hagada are within us. And it's our responsibility to explore our own personality and find them within us. Because in order to be successful delivering the spirit of the holiday and the spirit of Passover and the spirit of Judaism and the values and the commandments to our children, the only way to do it, if we see those personalities within us, because our children will not be the same. They're different. And we have to find the right path to each and every child. We have to find the right path to each and every guest at our holiday table when that happens. We have to find the right path to the heart of each and every member of the community. That's the idea of the four sons that are part of the holiday story. This is a lesson in approaching people. This is the ultimate lesson. How to be people's person. How to have people's skills. how to get involved with people, how to be able to motivate people and be close to them. That's the idea of the four sons of the Haggadah. That's the idea that the Talmud, the Mishnah, the scholars, when they put together the Haggadah, when the Torah described the relationship between the parents and the children, and listen, Exodus happened 3,300 years ago. And our job is to transfer it to our children as relevant, not as something that happened 3,300 years ago, but as if it's happening right now. And the only way to do it, if we can speak their language, if we share the same mindset, that's our job. And that's the reason they're included in our Haggadah. That's the reason why the Torah bothers telling us in 4 different ways how our children will approach us when it comes to learning and studying our religion, our tradition, and and our rituals. This is it for today. I think it's a very powerful message. Please stay home, keep safe, very important. As I said, coronavirus, no coronavirus, we are going to celebrate the holiday. Let's stay home and keep safe so we all arrive there happy and healthy. And even though it's going to be small, let's make sure that it's going to be very meaningful. All the best to you all, and have yourself an amazing evening. I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock Israel time, another class as we get closer to Leil Seder. All the best.